you? And I'm so glad to have you with me today. And I really wanted to freestyle today's chat, and that's what to on most. But the idea is, I really wanted to make myself comfortable. I've not really been okay. I've not really been at my best, to be precise. And I wanted to make this more of a Goddess Uncharted recap and a timeless collection introduction. Like I do in one thing. And I said, and I gave you, lovelies, my word that I will make this a safe haven where you can get to feel loved on, where you can get to feel seen, heard, appreciated for all you are. And through that, I get to work on myself and see through my own flaws and through all that I have been by passing along the journey and being patient with myself, because I came to realize that I wasn't patient with myself. I didn't give myself that same grace which I felt I should give to others. And it's this judgment, this really harsh idea that we hold against ourselves, that we have to be this or that we have to live up to certain expectations, which are honestly unrealistic, because at the end of the day, as much as we celebrated the Goddess Uncharted collection, we are human. And through God, we are made one. Through God, we are made perfect. Through God, we are made oh, demigods. Like we are made in His likeness, in His every beautiful thing. And I have really been taking this as a season of grounding myself in the essence of who I am, who I've been growing into, and understanding that there's that subconscious thinking, and in me being in me being present, I get to see that I do have my dark spots, my shadows, and it's more so the need to live more and love more. Actually had like a not like a premonition, but something just crossed my mind about the idea of going back home. I've been away from home, guys, by the way, and I didn't feel at home, if I'm to be honest. And I want you to understand this by this feeling of me not being at home was simply my own choosing of not feeling and making myself at home. And that energy gets to leak on around the people around. It gets to leak around you, because it's the idea of you have to, not you have to, but it's nice that you give other people the chance to redeem themselves, because you too need some redemption. And it's okay to share, to care. And that's what really this timeless collection is all about. It's a self-reflective collection where we get to share and care more, and get to understand that yes, like it's okay, like we don't there is no need to fear the unknown. I know that it's not always the most pleasant of situations when you find yourself in a circumstance where it feels that you lack an option and you're cornered. But at the end of the day, you are choosing that. Remember, my loves, I told you this thing about if you do not like where you're at, move. You are not a fucking tree. So, what up? What's up, my lovely? What's up? And that is one thing I really had to come into acceptance of, that, you know what? I'm actually choosing this situation, and how far am I willing to be in resistance? How far am I choosing to go against my heart's desires? Because my heart desires family, desires community, desires friends whom I've been investing in, and I really miss them so much, and my lover and stuff. Yes, like this is what my heart speaks to me, and if I don't, when I'm in resistance to what my heart speaks to me, I suffer. Yes, and that is the reality of things, because your heart, or rather my heart, on an unconditioning manner is hello. Will you say hi? Let's say hi, baby. How are you? Say hi. Say hi. How beautiful big eye. And the pouty nose. You have a very pouty nose. Anyway, the whole like what a needy. I don't like needy dog. So anyhow, it's the idea of what am I willing to sacrifice and being resistant of for this happiness which I really rarely need, which I know that I deserve, because you're sacrificing your peace of mind, you're sacrificing your essence, you're sacrificing your truth, and your body will always speak to you. Because I noticed I've been in stress, my skin has been awful because the weather too shaka. It's not even about the weather, because my skin, if you're at a good state mentally, your skin shows it all. And I had a, what do we call her friend? I had a friend up here pinpointing to me about it, that you know what, your skin actually, your skin tells you about a lot about what you're going through. And I noticed that my skin was getting some frown lines, and some fine lines. And I've been doing some cool sculpting using ice in place of guasha, that is. And you guys should be updated on my Instagram to know how I'm dealing with these things. So anyway, I just thought about my lover, guys. Anyway, when am I ever gonna be in love like this? Who knows? But since we are, mm, yes. So anyway, I noticed that my skin was actually drying out, and my pores were getting so like my pores were getting so conspicuous. In short, I could tell, not that I have not been hydrating, but in short, this climate all in itself is being repelled by my body. Like, my body is not accepting of the environment. It feels that it needs to be in survival mode or something. And even my skin, on my body, you can see some the ashiness in it. And it's not like I'm not oiling, and I've not been oiling, but it's now becoming like, guys, I can't even show it, because I'm like, bro, let's say you don't scrub, like I don't use like a loofah, or rather like a face cloth, and a loofah too on some cases, and some shower gloves, like I do have a routine. So it's clearly something which is in the internal, manifesting on the outside. But I've really been missing my community, and I feel that resistance, it's seen in my psyche, because it's the idea of my ego. How do I shed off my ego and be accepting of this reality which I've unraveled? And one thing, that is a baby, that is a puppy which is screaming. I don't know, I hope it's okay. But it's the whole idea. Of me being at a place in mind where I am able to let go of my ego. How are you, my baby? Hi, little these cuties. Oh, let me show you. How cute are they? How cute! Ah! You guys should never grow up. Will you ever grow up? I'm sorry, my guys, but you've been locked inside. You've been locked inside. Okay, so at least I know that they're okay. And I guess that comes with age, where it's the idea of that nurturing side gets to grow as you grow and mature in life. And it's the understanding that yes, life happens. So what? So what's up? Like, will I stay fixated on that wrong mistake, that so-called wrong mistake that I made when I was young and dumb and broke? Mm-mm. Well, I don't like terming myself with these low vibrational words. And that is one thing which I can sometimes be against the idea of positive thinking, because you can be so. Here's the flower plant, some baobabs, and then some flowers. Such a beautiful combination. And it's simply it's simply the acknowledgement that, you know what, Sasa, there's so many animals out here. Sasa, say hi. 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 Okay, kittens are just shaka. So as I was saying, it's simply a matter of acknowledging where you're at in life, and being at a place in mind where you are ready to move on and shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, ah. And yeah, understanding that yes, we do make mistakes and it's allowed, and it's the whole idea of I can do better. And with you doing better, you allow yourself to be at a space in mind where you can be human and you are not like okay, bro. I thought it had stopped recording, but clearly we're still on. And you allow yourself to be human. You allow yourself to understand that yes, you've made mistakes, and it doesn't mean swore because you've already acknowledged it. It's the idea of understanding the Saturn and renouncing him. Like you simply being in resistance and being like, there is no Saturn, and that's of course a topic for debate, blah blah blah. But it's the whole idea of what am I in alignment of? Am I in resistance of that which is in my reality? You know, that which you know deep down. It is not said, it is not earned, it is not painted to you, it is not justified, it is simply known, like it is simply there. You know. So for you, my loves, I want you to be at a place in mind where you know that it is what it is. Hey, I can really miss that groovy side to myself. I don't know what really frustrated me the most. Was it the idea of starting over again? Was it the idea of getting opinions from everywhere and being under the illusion that you cannot have quote unquote, you know? Who is my flower? Oh, she hasn't got so far. I guess it's so windy. Oh, when is the Ngong Hills in Kenya? So you can guess how windy it is because there are windmills. Oh, my flower. Disappointing me today. But it's, yeah, it's not okay. I want it to be in my hair. What I look like in your hindsight. Bye bye, good night, night. Anyway, as we were saying, this timeless collection is simply an acknowledgement, and this also being a recap of the Goddess Uncharted collection is simply an acknowledgement of the darkness within ourselves, that which is in the dark, not necessarily all, not necessarily every aspect of what is in the dark. What have you put in the dark? Is it that monster underneath your bed? Is it your insecurities? Is it those things which you are afraid to acknowledge? You know, it's about time that you acknowledge them. It's about time that you put yourself in in a perspective where I see, I see that, I acknowledge that, and what's up? Like, what up? Like, okay, so what? So what? It's the loving of that which we are embodying through this season. That actually we are not that perfect. We are not all that. And it's okay. I'm still that girl. And what makes me that girl is the acknowledgement that I have embraced and embodied that shadow side to myself. Oh, you say I'm that? Maybe I am. maybe I am a little bit crazy. So what's up? What's good? Because once you acknowledge something, once you term something as being, ah, like, okay, yes, I'm aware of that side to myself, or rather, I know myself well enough to know that that's not who I am, or that's not whom I want to identify as. They don't have any power over you. They don't have any control over you. Simply because you have taken that power and you have used it to your ammunition. You have owned your power. Okay? Your what? Your power. Your what? For the people in the back, your motherfucking power. And I want you to be in the acknowledgement that, you know what? Inner peace is everything. And feeling sexy and available and present in your body is everything more than blessed. And there's this one thing I heard, that if God gave it to you, what makes you think that He didn't want you to use it? Or rather to feel good in it, Use it for His glory. Okay? God made the light and the darkness. And being in acknowledgement, I want to be in a place where I'm able to intrigue and peek at your mind, my love. That He put the light and the darkness. He was well aware of what He was doing. The greater being, that greater being was doing. He was well aware. She was aware of what He was doing. And it's the idea of you cannot be in denial of what is, because it is. It simply is there. It's just a matter of, do I identify with it or not? Do I choose to make it part of my reality or not? And there's this thing that you can choose to identify something during this particular season and choose differently during another season. And that's the beauty of being seasonal. You get to understand that, I know that I'm so much more, and I feel good and I feel enveloped in it, and I feel lovely to say that I am a child of God and He loves me just the way I am. He made me in all of my goodness, in all my likeness, in all my flaws, in all of my essence, and He said, you know what? He looked at it and said, Bellissima. Bellissima. And I want you to start feeling more and more good in your body. And even though you haven't gotten to a place where you are able to express yourself physically, a physical manifestation of the pleasures and the sensuality behind life, or rather the whole embodiment of it, because every day is a sensuality of is a sensual experience. Me holding this phone and being able to, you know, move and practice certain actions. It's simply a sensual moment because I'm being present. I'm able to feel through the movements, through the surfaces, the textures, to look and be mesmerized by the beauty and understand that all is well, all is gold, and nothing gets to define as much as like you are at a low place in life. Oh, I'm not saying you go 1%, guys. I have to go back downstairs. And as much as in life you don't necessarily get to love always what you see, or rather where you're at in life, or rather what you're going through. It's not a call to not be appreciative of who you are. Dude, don't have to it up. Okay, don't think you will, because we are almost done. And it's honestly the whole idea of being at a place in life where you know that it's okay to be human. And I guess that's really essentially the essence of this timeless collection. Understanding that life matters in all its ups and downs, in all its challenges, and it's okay to be at a confusing place in life, but it's not okay to quit up on what God has called within you. My love, it's not okay because God understood in all of your goodness, in all of your likeness, in all of your loveliness, that you know what? You are created in His essence, and He doesn't want you to be anything less than that which He intended for you. Okay, my love. So, I honestly do not want to make this longer than necessary because watu kuingia ndani and then the lighting tu imefanya vile najisikia. I don't know why But all in all, I hope you've gotten our message for today, and I hope you're in the understanding that you can embrace your power by embracing the duality of life, by embracing your darkness. Tap in. Okay, that's it for today, my lovelies. I hope to see you on my YouTube page. Will you come? Stop being playful. He's being playful. It's the kitten. That's the kitten beside me. Yes. Zibdu zikitoa tu makucha. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So yeah, I'm so glad that I'm able to communicate with you, my loves, and tell you and share with you what I've been going through. Yes, I understand that we're in this together, and it does get better, my love. Okay, she really my favorite girl.